Alright, so let's check this out here. We have a high plat Reinhardt. You claim you lost on first point. That's a bummer.
Getting behind him, give me a sec.
Not bad shield hopping.
Oh my god!
And then we can just walk
She
on.
fucking ruined me. She just put me to
Let's see real quick though. Alright, so fire strike there.
Have a back thing.
Getting behind him, give me a sec.
So now you've seen that bubble, you can pretty much
How did I
stop
get-
shield hopping
Oh my-
and start
How did I
swinging,
get-
especially because your Zarya
How did I
has
get-
bubble.
Oh my god!
And then we can just walk
She
on.
fucking ruined me. She just put me to sleep so quickly. Fuck.
Let's
Damn it.
see how this ain't gonna work.
Widow's one, got her.
Yeah, come back, guys.
Yeah, so I mean here,
Yeah, this ain't gonna
unlucky that you died.
see how this
You
ain't
guys,
So quickly.
kind of lost it
Fucking
right
ruined.
about
Oh my god! I get.
here.
Oh my god!
when you didn't have as much damage as they did,
Fucking ruined me. She just put
and
me to sleep so
their Zarya had bubbled and then rotated really well, and your Zarya did not get that same. She didn't bubble you that I saw, and then her rotation didn't happen, and so unlucky. But you also need to be like communicating with your Zarya and stuff that you need her to bubble you.
I tried to get you, Ryan, but you were right about to die, but it's like a millisecond before.
Yeah, no
Oh,
worries,
there we
it
go.
was,
We should probably
really
shoot
good
them.
anyway. Okay, we speed boost left and just go straight.
Alright,
to
so
the
you can
point.
see there was the Zarya's
3, 2,
bubble,
blast off,
so
let's
you
go.
guys should have a decent chance here.
blast off. Oh god.
You guys have talked about a plan, speed boosting left,
Need some tank
but you're still
protection
pushing
against-
left even though your team didn't push left. So maybe we need to know that, you know, not everything's written
Oh,
in
God.
stone just because one person said it, and try a little bit harder to
Oh,
make sure
God.
our team's coming with us and stuff, because like you kept walking this way even though your team was all back here still.
Need
Literally your entire team you can see, and you're here. So you just gotta kind of slow down a little bit maybe.
some tank protection against.
Yeah,
And you don't need to be
after you
dropping your shield so much and stuff there. It's something that can definitely help you at a higher rank, but at this point it almost seems like you're dropping it too much and not getting to push how you need to, because your team isn't pushing with you when you're shield hopping for
Ryan
some
doesn't
reason.
have beat. I don't think.
Did we just drop
Panic first.
Yeah, we did.
Give me damage boost.
Ryan's dead finally. Jesus Christ.
Thing. I could have did like 5 dots damage.
So shattered when almost your entire team was
Sorry,
anchor
half.
out.
Sorry, one.
That's
Sorry,
okay,
sorry,
but you know you're not gonna have that follow up then.
I got a big shot from behind.
Ow!
Oh, you had to hit that pin.
Fucking hell.
It's unfortunate.
Oh, Ryan high. That's me
And then what did we fire
Oh,
strike
Ryan
here?
high.
Nothing.
Oh, Ryan high.
Definitely maybe hold it, because if you can get a fire strike in this little room, very common to get an Ana who's already like half health or something and finish that off.
Hammond's on the right. Hammond coming.
Healed up.
Hammond's one, I think.
Unlucky.
Hammond's one. Hammond's one.
They're still contesting. Oh my
Fucking
god,
Hammond,
that
I swear
pin
to
is
God.
huge.
Hammond's actually one. Please kill.
Yeah, that pin was huge.
How did we
Such a
get
dick.
that hammer?
Oh, we grabbed though. It's big. Ryan.
How do we
Mercy
not
heal.
kill? Oh my gosh, we almost got. I couldn't stall on. You know? I was actually. Just
Oh, we're so close. What the fuck?
So there, I mean, there isn't
Okay,
too
come
much
back,
to
come
add
back,
to that. You knew that your
Wow, what the fuck?
pin
is
was on
this?
cooldown and stuff, but it's also extremely difficult. Like if you weren't shielding far up enough, it would have been kind of like a soft throw, and so very tough.
He
I
was so
mean,
low that whole-
as
he was so low
bad
that
as
whole
this
time.
is, one of the number one things you could have done was
Trying to go.
landed that pin on the
Catch him
Hammond.
'cause I had no links.
And then,
You guys ready to
They have no
speed?
sleep.
so in my mind
Left
now,
again.
I wouldn't be worried about that
Yeah,
past
it's good
fight. I'd be
They have
worried
no
about
sleep.
this fight. And I would say, yeah, the Hammond kind of hardcore carried that. He got his mines down. He got a couple kills. He was on the point the entire time that he needed to be. So I have my shatter. In my mind now, I'd be saying, hey, I want to try and get that Hammond in my shatter. And I want to communicate to my team that they need to try and get that Hammond.
Yeah, let's go speed, go left again.
Because you guys wiped their team. Even when you were down a bit, you guys wiped
Fuck
their team.
off.
Oh, you have to punish their Ryan here. He's so lonely. And now the Hammond has picked your main heal, though. So it actually looks like you're going to lose this, and you probably just wasted your shatter.
Okay, we're down 2.
I take it back. Definitely wasted your shatter. Even like right here, why wouldn't you pin the Brigitte? You can see that he's nanoed already.
Please win the fight. Okay, we're
Against a nanoed Ryan and the armor, your pin does very little damage. And so now your team doesn't have one of their biggest alts going into the final fight.
One more push, come back.
And you got to be calling, again, calls are on the Hammond. Hammond picked your main healer right away. So you maybe need to call for your Lucio to stay with your main healer more, or make sure that your Ana's staying with you more or something.
Oh, they're running
You have to kill Ana.
A lot of your issues so far haven't 100% come from how you've played, except for a couple stuff with your shatter and missing pins and stuff like that.
And a half.
But more so that you need to play with your team more and help your team make the right choices more.
Okay, got the Lucio.
Okay.
Wow, Brig, okay.
Help.
I'm in town.
Oh my god. Fuck you, big.
You should have switched off
Probably
Tracer
should
if you
change,
weren't
yeah.
getting kills. After
I
the
was on
second
point,
push.
but okay.
I was doing damage, but not getting kills.
We didn't have enough damage.
Not good enough.
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, basing it off of that first fight right there, you did throw your shatter 110%, which then like helped motivate your Lucio to throw his sound barrier. So you really threw 2 ults there. At first,
Junkrat.
you were really struggling to stay with your team, but you kind of cleaned that up towards the end. And then those would be the 2 biggest things I'd focus on: making sure you're getting more value out of your ults
I was doing a lot of damage.
and staying with your team more.
No,
You honestly played fine for what I would expect for Plat, but your team wasn't playing fine, and so you need to carry them a little bit.
focus the heals.
Just win.
Blow your shit. Ryan's one already. Okay, never mind.
And
You gotta back
Ow.
up more. You don't even know where your team is right now, and you're getting ran over.
I got a kill with that.
I
You
am
got
dead already
ran
because-
over, and you were out of the line of sight of your Ana the entire
Dead
time.
already.
I got a kill with
So,
that.
I am dead already.
100% on you,
Probably.
and 100% just
I got
because you
killed
didn't
with
play
that.
with your team
Dead
again,
already
which was the
because-
same issue that you faced on the first point, unfortunately.
Whoa! What the fuck was that?
I'm on XD. Y'all might want to touch.
Fuck, is that Ana?
Chased
That
by
Ana's...
Ryan with a hammer, getting chased by Ryan with a hammer, help.
Our Ana has a ammo.
God damn, dude. I'm changing characters.
Taking it. I have tire, I'm gonna tie now.
We got pinned again. He's one, Ryan's one.
It's
Oh,
fat! It's fat! Let's go!
I'm dead again.
Yeah, it was a nice tire. It's unfortunate that you had gotten hammered there.
If they're just goating it.
You gotta think of our enemies' alts a little bit, because we should have known that they had
Two
hammer.
of them. Only
Just
two.
like we should know now that, you know, we're probably gonna get hit with grab or otherwise. And so if we're not
Oh god.
paying attention to that, there's the grab. We're gonna be basically team wiping for free. Where if we could communicate to our team that, oh, you're about to get grabbed, maybe they wouldn't have grouped up.
That didn't pin anyone. No, not a single person was anywhere near that pin, apparently.
This is all last second stalls, so there isn't even too
Fucking
much worth commenting on here.
Shut the door with
But you
mines.
threw this
I tried
first
to
defense by being
burn
out
my
of the line
mind
of sight of your
just when-
out of the line of sight of your Ana, and that's almost the same thing that happened on 2 of your offenses where you went out of line of sight of your team because you pushed in too hard. So I would definitely focus on your positioning from that perspective, and I think you'll start doing better right away.